something special about opening night? What are kind of the feelings? Are there still nerves with you because it's the first game of the year?
Not really, to be honest, man. We've been working so hard, and I think at this point it's pretty much second nature to us. What we're looking to do, and we've talked about it so much. Um, and we're looking out to come out with a bang. So playing some of our former teammates, and John and Chris. So I think it'll be a fun night for sure.
You guys have had such. It looks like you're having so much fun out there. How important is that as it translates to the court? Just seeing all young guys growing up together in this league. How much does that translate to the court?
Yeah, it's been a fun 3 years for for my class, and then for the class or both classes behind me. We've been building something special, and I think Will talked about it in preseason. Our offense was like number 6, and we had some pretty good defensive stats as well. So I think we're taking steps in the right direction, and I feel like it's time for us to put it all together tonight. Obviously we want to start 1-0. And carry over that momentum that we ended in our last game for the preseason. So, like I said, it should be a fun night.
What are some good memories about John?
Oh, man, John was amazing. Chris as well, like those guys, made my first two years a blast. Just the personalities and the leadership that they possess. So, I miss them, and it's different without them, but obviously we're going to be opponents tonight, so all that's out the window.
What is it like just facing off against old teammates, old friends?
It's cool for sure. Obviously this league is a business, and a lot of guys, there's 30 teams, but a lot of guys are looking to find out what's best for them, and front offices as well. So it's a business. It's bittersweet a lot of the times, but like it's always cool, to see those guys and their trajectories, going down their separate paths. So it'll be cool to see them tonight.
With against the Clippers, what are you most concerned about stopping, or most concerned about getting in your own game that you need to do against this opponent in particular?
Yeah, I mean they're an old, experienced team. They play really slow and under control, and they're a great team, great coach. And they're obviously built to make a deep run, and I know a lot of those guys are trying to win. So for us it's just about keeping that chip on our shoulder, and kind of coming in as the underdogs to kind of just shock them. And I think we've been working in high detail amongst ourselves, and took the last few days to crack down on what they're going to do. So, I think we're well prepared, and now we just got to put all the pieces together.
How have you embraced this underdog mentality? It seems like you like that no one's expecting you guys to do anything, and to be able to shock teams like the Clippers, how does that help your growth as a unit?
Yeah, it's fun, obviously. It's something that we're going to have to embrace, and I think, our coaches helped us embrace that as well. Just being the kind of the younger team where, the expectations are what they are. I don't know, high or low, but, I think in terms of, the direction we're heading, we got something special in this locker room and on the court. So, we just got to trust the process, and things will fall into place.
You talked about making strides over the past few weeks. Just how have you seen the team kind of grow together during preseason and camp?
We've been working incredibly hard, like, on and off the court, like weight room, training room. We've been taking all the measures we can, to grow as a unit. And I think, with our new guys and with our returning guys, like, I feel like the sensitivity is all gone. Like, there's nothing that we can say to each other, to take it personal or stuff like that. And I feel like that's very important for us. So, holding each other accountable, especially as a young group, is going to be important. And, kind of just, leading each other and leaning on each other is going to be something that we're going to have to do to get to where we want to go. So.